What's up YouTube? How are you doing today? Chana D or Techno Dad here, and in today's video we're going to be going over the results of our A/B HDMI test. And we're going to get into it right after the jump. And I'm back. Now if you're new to the channel, my name is Chana and I've been into home theater since the mid-90s. And if you want to learn about 4K TVs and Blu-ray players, AV receivers and speakers, then you've come to the right place and you should consider subscribing. Alright everybody, now it's the time you're waiting for, and instead of making all kinds of crazy other things going on, let's just get down to the nitty-gritty. I took a screenshot of what the results were, what you guys voted on, so let's check that out. The question is, which is the more expensive cable? 46% of you picked A, 38% of you picked B, and 14% picked C, which means you couldn't tell the difference. All right, should I just tell you guys? Should I talk some more or should I just tell you? Okay, enough. A was the AudioQuest cable, B was the Amazon cable. Now, before you guys get into uproar and get crazy with it, not a lot, but a few of you have asked, how did you do this test? And basically I recorded the screen of my OLED with my Panasonic GH5. I was shooting in 4K 60 and I pretty much, shot all the scenes with the AudioQuest cable, and then I swapped that for the Amazon cable, shot all the scenes again, and then I actually messed up and the first one wasn't focused. And so I had to reshoot the first scenes with the AudioQuest cable again. And that happened like an hour to an hour and a half after I originally did the whole batch. So there's a little bit of darkness on that first slide, the A slide. So that might have skewed your perception of it. So sorry about that, stuff happens. What can you say? And what can you do? For those of you wondering what movies I was using, I chose to go with Allied because it was shot in 4K and 6K and has a 4K DI. Chappie was the next one, and that was shot in 4K and has a 4K DI. The snowboarding movie was The Fourth Phase, and I believe it was shot in 4K and 3.4K with a 4K DI. And since there's a lot of superhero movies with a bunch of effects and all that kind of stuff, I stuck in Valerian because it's just all kinds of special effects. It's got a bunch of rich colors as well, so that was pretty cool. And that has a 2K DI. So I kind of tried to run the gamut of really, really sharp to what we normally see nowadays. For those of you that couldn't tell the difference, I really couldn't tell the difference. And, so basically I recorded both of these things, and then in the, editing software, I put them side by side. So that's how it was done. I don't have two 65-inch OLEDs, and I don't have two Pioneer LX500 players. Just have one each. So I put the picture right next to each other. And honestly, if you don't have that next to each other, you can't tell the difference. I couldn't tell the difference. So what is the difference? Why are the AudioQuest cables so much more expensive? So I did some digging and I did find out, a couple of interesting things. First, it is the conductor, okay? Copper is mostly the conductor used in pretty much everything, right? And it's a good conductor, that's why we use it. There is a better conductor, and that is silver. Now, silver is way more expensive, and that's why those AudioQuest cables cost more, because there's more silver. Now, the percentage of silver also matters, and that's why they have their different tiers. If the carbon and the vodka cables are pretty expensive, so they have more silver. And as you go up, I think there's one that costs $1,100 or something like that, just ridiculous, because it's got more pure silver in the cable. And another thing that was interesting is that they had arrows on them, and they actually are directional. As I plugged, my Xbox One X and my gaming monitor the wrong way on purpose, and guess what? I just got no signal the whole time. And then I swapped it back to where, the signal flow is proper and you're following the arrows, and it worked fine. So what I found out was, going backwards, they actually have a separate cable inside there that is going to be for your ARC, the audio return channel. Since that cable can, you know, work backwards and forwards. So if you do get one of these and you see the arrows and you hook it up and you don't get any signal, it's probably because you need to reconnect with the proper arrows for signal flow. Got it? And then here's the question, the big philosophical question. Does it matter to you, and is it worth the extra cost? That is the real question. Now, if you want to be like, oh, I have to have the best conductor in my cables so that I know that I'm getting the best picture and the best sound possible, if that's what you want to do, cool. For the majority of people, myself included, I would not spend that much on an HDMI cable. I don't even think I want to spend 25 bucks on an HDMI cable. That's me. Now, you know, if you've seen some of my other cable videos, you guys know I'm a sucker for braided cables. So if there's something cool looking braided cable, I'm totally gonna check it out. For sure, for sure. But if I had to like upgrade all my HDMIs, I'll probably need 3 6-foot HDMIs, a 10-foot, and maybe a 3-foot. It all depends on how much slack I need, but I don't want to spend like $500, $600, $700 on that. No, I'd rather spend it on something else, something more fruitful, I guess, you know? But therein lies, you know, the whole dilemma. Like, okay, we're getting just like a marginally better picture for spending X amount of dollars. There's that, you know, point of diminishing return, and that's just something that you've got to weigh. So, you know, what would you guys do? Let me know in the comments. Would you spend that much more money just to get that, little bit, just that little bit of better picture or sound? You know, let me know. So there you have it, people. There's a slight bit of difference and a huge price difference in the two cables, and it's pretty much on you to figure out which one you're gonna buy. And do you need to have the best? And if you do, and if you have the money for it, hey, go for it. It's your money, whatever. You know, but for people like me and people that don't have that kind of money, you know, $12 Amazon cable will do the job. Well, that's basically it, guys. I mean, you know, you're gonna spend that extra money to get that little bit of performance boost. That's really up to you. And that's really it. And that's it for this video. So if you liked it, go ahead, smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel using the button in the middle of your screen. Once again, my name is Chana D. I am your Techno Dad. I'll see you next time.